Nice drive here to the Indiana December weather. Get some flooring at Home Depot. We're driving all the way to Noblesville to get flooring. You might wonder why all the way to Noblesville. Well, we don't have a Home Depot in town. We do have a Lowe's and Menards. I wasn't really happy with the flooring at Menards, and we just have really bad experiences at Lowe's, which we can get into later. But they also had a better price, and I like the product. That's life-proof stuff. I think it's pretty good stuff. So we're going to get life-proof vinyl plank flooring, 22 millimeter thickness, 17 millimeter thickness wear, and all that fancy jazz. And we're getting enough to do the whole house. It's going to be a lot. I'm going to fill this puppy up a bit. We're doing and we're off.
Oh, we can get a Christmas tree. They're so cute. Alright, Home Depot is awesome, and now we got the flooring, and we even got ourselves a little Christmas tree.
Alright everyone, we got a van full of flooring. Oh yeah. I get to unload it. 41 cartons. We're going to come on inside. Carved out a few places to put it, like this here. I'm going to distribute it around the house so that I don't have to move it as much later. So I'm going to put a pile there for this part of the house, phase 2. Over there in the kitchen is going to go phase 3, because I am putting these in phases. And phase 1 is going to stack up right here, and that's going to cover the bedroom and this main room, which we're going to floor first. Alright, I'm going to get to it. So I noticed this right away. A couple things you want to pay attention to. We've got 20.06 square feet per carton, so we can determine how many cartons we need per room. And we've got a batch number here, a run number as they call it, 250923. And I noticed right away that we have a different run here, 100124. And this one here, same, well, 25, so this is the same, actually a completely different batch again. It's a little frustrating. So one of the reasons we like to pre-order it is because we do typically get more consistent batch numbers. And so this pallet here that's still wrapped is all the same batch number. Okay, they're the only ones that I have from this batch number. But you can see that it's 250324. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm distributing these, I'm going to keep the batch numbers as consistent as possible. And so I've got a little ugly chart here, and that's going to tell me I'm going to put 16 from the pallet here, 12 from the pallet here. So the pallet should do most of the upstairs, so if there's any color shift you won't see it in the main area. I'm going to drop 9 in the kitchen from the 100124, so again the kitchen will be a consistent color, and the extra 4 I have I'm going to put in the basement for now, because that's going to do the utility room eventually, and that's probably the room we care the least about, so it is getting the small batch. Now I can get to it. So I don't know exactly how accurate it is that the colors can shift between batches, but better safe than sorry. I'm not going to take my chances, and I'm going to keep the batches together. So, onward with the show. Down to the last one. I'm also glad we were able to keep this pallet, because I need something in the basement to stick these on. Alright. The last one. Okay, we're all moved in. That's all one batch there. Front. Thank you, hand truck. You have been very handy. All puns intended. Here is for the middle of the house. Again, all the same batch. And that's the end of that batch. This is all one batch for the kitchen. And then I've got 4 to take downstairs after I get that pallet down there and put them on the pallet. So that's what I'm doing next. And this is another good use of that old handy billy. Can't thank my brother enough for giving that to me, turning me onto it. It makes life so much easier with these broken stairs, and I will say one more time, I cannot wait to replace these stairs. So if you're wondering why I don't just put all of the flooring in the basement, this stuff says that you don't have to acclimate it, but I'm acclimating it anyways, so I'm going to leave the flooring upstairs in the room it's going in for quite some time before I install it, so it will be well acclimated. Got some snow. Not everyone's a genius. Look at this guy. Good luck pulling your U-Haul up the road. All I got's the van. I can't really help him with that, or else I might go give him a hand, but man, trying to pull a U-Haul through the snow with squatty street tires and a rear-wheel drive. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Well, he's making headway. Looks like he missed the trash can so far. Good thing it's just a trash can. In order to get things in the basement, little modifications required. So this is the door to the basement. I only have 10 feet from this corner to that corner up there. That's the max width of board I could get through. So I'm going to take part of this wall out. There, it's in my way. I'm going to take it back to even with this door jamb right here. And that way I'll be able to get bigger wood through, 12-foot boards through. And I'm going to put, instead of a door, we're going to have a lid here with a hinge on it as a door to close off the basement. It's going to be a lot of work, but that way I'll be able to get wood down there to work on it. I'll also be able to get the beams on that I need to get down there to do the foundation work. And so this wall is going to come out a couple days back. It is a non-load supporting wall. How do I know that? Well, if you look at the nail pattern on this roofing here, you can see the rafters run this way across the room. So they're full span from that wall to that wall. And this wall, they're not actually sitting on it. For further evidence, you can see that the roofing, or the ceiling slats here, run actually underneath the wall and come out the other side. The slats were put on before this wall was put here. So I am 100% convinced this is non-load bearing, and it's going to come out so I can get better wood in there. So I'm going to start by doing a bunch of measuring and a bunch of planning for this, and then some masking over the kitchen, and we're going to get going on this. Finally found some rechargeable batteries. That was harder than one would imagine. I went to a bunch of stores before I found rechargeable batteries, but finally found some for my awesome little measuring tool that I've had for years. I'm tired of measuring with the tape measure when I'm trying to measure out rooms. This is so cool. Makes my life so easy. I'm going to measure this distance right here from there to there. I'm going to turn it on. I've already got it in the right setting. See if I can get where you can see the screen. Push the button. And we're at 5.02 feet. Yep. There it is. So easy to use. Makes my life so much easier. I knew it's just a matter of time when someone would be having fun out here. These guys are just doing donuts in the parking lot. And you know what? I can't blame them. If I didn't have a bunch of stuff in the van, I'd be a little tempted to do that myself. Looks like a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun if you ask me. And that is a big empty parking lot. It is the perfect place to do it. Go for it, buddy. Have your fun. Hey everybody, I'm trying out a new handle here. We'll see how well that works. Still working on my filming technique a little, as you've seen in the episodes, but I find I have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, and I just keep moving stuff. Now I'm trying my best to put stuff in places where I won't have to deal with them in the future for a while at least. So this shelf here is in the way of getting this wall out. So is that stack of boxes. So my goal, I set these shelves far enough away from this wall where I could put that shelf right here. And I'm still going to be able to pass my wood above that shelf to that corner, because as we talked about, I need from that corner to this new corner we're making down here to be long enough to get my 12-foot boards through. Yeah, so more of this going to the basement, and then we're going to clear this corner out, put that shelf there. And I've been working on getting some space carved out down here. Now I still have to be careful going up and down the stairs as I move things, because it's the next project. But I kind of need to get the stuff down here first. So I've decided that's the best place for the shelf down here. It's kind of the least in my way for projects I want to do. There's one project I may end up doing where it'll be in the way, but it leaves me access to all the exterior walls, everything that still needs to be cleaned up. I've got temporary storage here on the pallet. I've got a little bit more garbage to remove there, and just some wood storage over here, and the AC ended up over there. And then I've got the little table already to work with over here. Okay, so basically from the table this direction is going to be my workspace, and I can also come around here and work, so plenty of room to work as I work on these projects down here. And I think this is as out of the way as I can get this for now. So time to get some stuff down here, load it up, get some stuff out of the way, and move on with making this room. So off to work we go. All right, time to get messy. What do you think? Got my harness on here. Not sure if this is going to take this or not. Definitely going to work from above it. Okay, let's try this out. I'll stand up here in case it takes itself down. It won't take me down with it. Hopefully. Alright, let's get it straightened out. There's nothing. Alright, most of the weight's on the rig. Put the rest of the weight on it here. Whee! It's holding it. Pretty much done with this after that step. I may need to control it a little later, but I'm going to let it just run over this nail. And down we go. Alright, it's there. I'm going to just let it ride down the stairs, I think. There's a lot of weight in this bucket, in case you're wondering. It's full of tools. That's why it's so heavy. But on down it goes. Almost landed. Nice to have a pulley up here so I can come around and actually pull back on this from up there while I let some slack out. Because I don't have any more rope, but let's do it phases. I think you guys are following a little adjustment there. A little bit of the stop knot. Feels funny wearing this big camera.
Hopefully it's working. Quickly, full tie method, nothing fancy. Just keep it contained. Alright. There she is. In the basement. She's going right on that shelf.
Alright, I don't know if I'm going to have much more time to work on this today. I just got done talking to lawyers and partners and all sorts of things like that, doing business stuff today. But earlier I got this set up. You showed me take that tub downstairs. So now I'm getting a place here where I can actually work and do things and have supplies, which is good, that I shouldn't have to move for a while. But I'm going to put a final coat of paint on the wood upstairs. Oh, and the big trim's going to finally be able to be moved out of the way tomorrow.
And here we are, working on trim again. Working on trim again. So, I'm so ready to get this trim done and out of the room, out of the way, whatever I can do to get it out of my way. This stuff's been in my way so long. So, let's get this done, get it knocked out, and just like that, we're gonna whoosh, and we're going to be done.
Alright, the day has come to take this wall out. Again, non-load bearing. This wall is going to be a goner, so I can get some wood up through that corner there. And I got a nice little roll down dust cloth here that I'm going to use today. Yeah, bam.
Really happy with the way that dust cloth turned out. Pretty simple, just part of the plastic, and I used some Velcro strap up at the top to be able to strap it up and let it go. And I found a dowel that I stuck in it. I rolled it up the end of it around the dowel, taped it on the dowel and rolled it up, and then taped it off where it hits the floor. And man, it works smooth. So you'll see I took off the trim first, and then I went ahead and took out the door. Now I'm taking off the hardware around the door, and then I'm going to remove the door jamb. And once the door jamb is completely out of our way, it's going to look something like this. And then we can move on to removing the sheetrock. So I'm cutting the sheetrock from the back. After doing a bunch of math, I determined that I actually have to cut it one bay. I only get to keep one bay, and I've got enough room to double up the stud on the end here, and so I just used a chunk of 2x4 as a guide to cut the line. Now this is two separate sheets of sheetrock, and so I'm going to cut them apart before I cut them off so that they come off a little easier. That's what I'm doing here with just the sheetrock saw. I used a combo of sheetrock saw and sawzall to do the last. Now I'm just using a hammer to tap them off from the back to break them off the nails. This was put on with nails, not what I like to do, but that's what they did back in the day, and that's what they did here. So just tap with the hammer, the stuff comes right off. Now I gotta remove the nails, and then we can move on to removing the studs. This is pretty easy, just bang them out with a hammer. We call that the great convincer. It convinces things to move quite well. So, bam, stud 1, 2, 3, gone. Corners slow you down a little bit because there's a lot of studs there, but find the right angles and stuff will just come right out. And then I'm going to use the Sawzall to cut the floorboard here and get it real close to being cut all the way through because I don't want to mark up the floor. I'm just going to break the little bit at the end once I get it. I did lift up one of the floorboards you may have seen there lifting this, but you know, there's worse things. Now, I was really uncomfortable doing this with the Sawzall because I didn't really mark the ceiling up a bunch, so I broke out that old hand saw, the pull saw I love so much. Now we gotta tear apart the door jamb here, and again, just kind of finding the angles that make it easiest, and pretty soon this will be gone. And voila, no more wall, nothing left in the way. Now we can get the wood in the basement. Oh joy.
I looked out this morning and, come on, zoom, there we go. My mailbox is gone. I think that's it over there. I think the plows took my mailbox out. Yay, more projects.
So I was able to go out with a drill and some nice long screws and remove the center mailbox and screw the post back on, put the other mailbox back on. We're all good to go to chip mail. And guess what? It's New Year's! So I'm editing video while I sit here and watch fireworks on TV. Man, there were some pretty epic fireworks shows around the world, I'll tell you that for sure. They kept showing them from all over the world, and this was one of the most epic here. Just fireworks going off all over the place. Pretty crazy. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and please like and share and subscribe if you like, and we'll keep pumping these out. And until next time, I hope you have a great week. All right, see you next week.